Guys, if Keith Thurman beats Manny Pacquiao, is he the best welterweight in the world? Here's my take. I think Keith Thurman, by beating Manny Pacquiao, will definitely raise his profile, raise his stock. People will think he's back. But in terms of being the best welterweight in the world, no chance. He's not the best welterweight in the world until he beats Crawford or Spence. Because, you know what, Thurman was seen as a consensus champion when he beat Danny Garcia to become the unified champion. But unfortunately, Keith Thurman got injured and he had a lot of time out of the ring. And in that time, there was another consensus champion that was formed, and that was Errol Spence, who started doing his thing, went over to England, beat Kell Brook, has had some easy wins, after that. But then Crawford's also moved up to the welterweight division. He's made a mark, won the world title at welterweight, and had some good defenses after that. So Keith Thurman won't be considered the number one welterweight in the world by beating Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao's not seen as the number one welterweight. Now, a lot of people will say, well, if he beats Manny Pacquiao, can you say he's number one because of the fights that he's won before against Porter, Garcia? Surely that, coupled with the fact with a win over Pacquiao, would definitely put him number one, because his resume is better than all of those guys. Yes, you can make that argument, but Thurman or Pacquiao are not seen as a consensus champion. You know, if Thurman had fought Pacquiao, right, when he didn't even, listen, after the Danny Garcia, he didn't have to fight anybody because he was seen as the number one. Yes, many people thought that Spence was a great talent and he probably could beat Thurman, but Thurman was seen as the number one. Spence would have wanted to fight Thurman because he was the number one. Crawford was thinking about moving up to the welterweight, and Crawford said Spence isn't the number one at welterweight. Thurman is. And this is what Crawford said, so he wanted to fight Thurman. So Thurman was seen as the number one guy, but like I said, Thurman kind of gave that all away. Not his fault, but he got injured. So in that time, Spence kind of built up that consensus. There's consensus formed around Errol Spence that he's the number one welterweight. I think in the coming weeks, I think maybe Crawford has snatched that away from him a little. But I don't think Keith Thurman, or with a win over Pacquiao, can get that number one spot or claim to be the best welterweight in the world because of that reason. Like I said, if he had fought Pacquiao after the Danny Garcia, he would have just solidified himself at number one. But I think now beating Pacquiao, although he's got probably a better resume than Crawford or Spence, I just think that people view them as the number one. So in order to become number one, you'd have to beat the number one or joint number ones, whatever people's opinion is. In my opinion, Crawford's the best. In many people, Spence is the best. You have to beat one of those two. And if you beat one of those two, then definitely you can claim to be the best welterweight in the world for sure. But a win over Manny Pacquiao does not get you the number one spot, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Do you guys disagree? Do you guys agree? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think a win over Manny Pacquiao makes Keith Thurman the best welterweight in the world? Leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video.